Stanley Ipkiss was just a regular, normal guy when one day he stumbled across a mask. And when he placed it upon his face...
Toon Jam. Toon Jam. Hello and welcome once again to Toon Jam. I'm Matt.
And I'm J-Man.
And I just would like to say I'm sorry for being absent last week. What can I say? Tonsillitis.
It'll get you.
It'll get you. If it hasn't got you yet,
You gotta be careful.
you gotta be careful. Oh boy.
It's real.
Yeah.
It's real. And it's out there.
Like golf balls in my throat.
That's not what you want.
Very swollen. Talking was difficult. Usually I would plough through. Couldn't. Sorry, you had to hear Fish Police.
Yeah.
Um,
Sorry, in general.
yeah. That was sort of on par with the suffering. That episode felt like tonsillitis, so
Yeah.
it kind of was fit.
Fair all round.
Exactly.
But we're back.
We're back, and we are leaving the underwater scene for an overwater scene. We are talking about The Mask,
Yes.
the animated series, not to be confused with Mask.
Yeah.
M.A.S.K.
Okay.
Dot.
Yeah.
Which is a different cartoon.
Yeah.
This is The Mask, which is based on the 94 film, which was also based on a comic, The Mask,
Yeah.
starring Jim Carrey.
Mm-hmm.
This, however, doesn't star Jim Carrey,
No.
though the character is clearly made to look like Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
And is voiced by Rob Paulson, who's doing a sort of Jim Carrey
Voice.
spiel.
Yeah.
Still sounds a lot like him.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It's not like a. He does his own thing with it.
Yeah.
But still within
Yeah.
the confines of Jim Carrey,
Yeah.
which I suppose are fairly spacious confines.
Yeah. Because what a versatile guy.
What a versatile guy.
Yeah.
The show ran for 3 seasons,
Oh.
from 95 to 97 on CBS, and spawned its own short-run comic book series, Adventures of the Mask.
How weird.
Yeah, it is weird, considering it was already a comic book series.
Yeah.
But the original comic book series is very different, far more violent, not very youth-friendly. It's like The Mask is like a thing where it turns people into just really violent maniacs, basically, that can do anything and are unstoppable. Whereas this sees a bit more of a good guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
Well, Stanley is when he wears it.
That's it.
So, brief background. You've probably seen the film.
Yeah.
You probably might even remember
Big
the
film.
cartoon.
It's a big film.
Big film.
Yeah.
The Mask,
Yeah.
one of Jim Carrey's most iconic roles.
Cameron Diaz is
Cameron Diaz is in it as well.
I think that was like one
First
of the first
film,
films.
was it?
Yeah.
There you go.
Or one of.
Can't remember anyone else that was in it, to be honest.
No.
That might have seen since.
Yeah. The dog that played
The dog,
Milo.
yeah. Don't know what he was in after.
Bunch of dog food commercials.
Yeah. But yeah, The Mask. Big green mask,
Yeah.
yellow suit,
Yeah.
iconic 90s figure.
Yeah.
A blast.
Good.
I loved the film when it came out.
Same
It was
there, yeah.
amazing. I've not watched it too recently,
No. Don't know how it stands up.
but I'm sure it's still a
Yeah.
laugh.
But this was this the start of Jim Carrey's like ascension, or was this?
I think so. Yeah, it was one of his first big roles.
Because I'm sure
was Ace Ventura before.
I'm not sure. I'm sure there was a year where there was 3 in a row. Where I
Yeah.
think it was. It might have been 95
Around,
then.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's like the Mask, Ace Ventura, and whatever
Yeah.
like all came out within the year, and then he was
Because
just.
there is like I'd say his most memorable films.
Yeah.
Or perhaps his best. I think Ace Ventura is his best film.
Yeah.
Of that I think of. The Mask I really loved as well. I don't know. I can't remember what else
was
he did.
down there. I think Cable Guy was a bit later.
Yeah, Lie, Cable Guy were both a bit later.
There was There was another one that was. I can't think what it is now.
I don't know.
But yeah. But Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey is
Batman.
Yeah, that's true. That
the
was
Riddler.
later. Yeah.
That would have been late 90s.
Late 90s. Yeah.
98, 99 something.
But there was a time he was just everywhere, wasn't there? And obviously on the cartoons as well, they started with this. It's like you can't get away from him.
Well, I mean, there was an Ace Ventura cartoon as well. So
yeah.
we've got double Jim Carrey cartoon characters
That's
out there because they were on it around the same time.
Yeah, yeah.
Because there was a crossover episode.
Oh right.
Yeah, which was quite good. As I remember, might not be now. But yeah, The Mask. So let's go to memories. Okay, so we remember the movie and much of Jim Carrey's early career.
Yeah. Flashbacks about Jim Carrey.
Obviously, I remember a crossover episode between Ace Ventura cartoon and The Mask.
Yeah.
I quite remember The Mask. I remember I preferred the Ace Ventura cartoon. I remember when I first saw The Mask, I was like, "Oh, this isn't as good as the film," because you can tell he wasn't.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey, you're like, it's just someone doing a voice.
Yeah.
But then you watch a few and you're like, oh, it's actually quite decent.
Yeah.
And I remember getting pencil toppers in a cereal box. There was a couple of them, and there was like I had The Mask, and then there was like this big Solomon Grundy Lurch type guy. I don't know if you remember him.
Yeah, vaguely. Yeah.
And I had him as well. I can't remember the other. I'm guessing Skillet was one of them.
Yeah.
Who's in the episode we'll talk about today. But again, toys always help you to remember things. Yeah. They weren't even really toys, but they were just
the old pencil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember having them at school, and they just made your pencil way too heavy.
Yeah. It wasn't really useful.
No,
once
not
you
at
had
all.
it on, was it?
But you just tend to put them on pencils you never use.
Yeah, it's just for show. You just had a display case.
Yeah.
It was like, yes.
But yeah, rewatching this episode, I vaguely remembered seeing this episode.
Right.
There's a couple I remember. And the intro as well.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, just bits and pieces. Like I didn't watch loads of it, but I do remember it being on because I remember liking the film. I always wanted a mask. Yeah. Obviously, like it's just like, oh man, like the things I do with the mask.
You could become a cartoon.
Yeah.
Essentially.
That's it.
Real life cartoon.
Yeah, and that's what I thought was cool about it. But yeah, when I saw this, I was like, yeah, I'll watch this because it was he just looked so cool. I really liked the way that he looked, and I guess. With it being Rob Paulson as well, like I think there's something about the pitch of his voice that, like, I think growing up with those cartoons,
it's the familiarity as well. Isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
So many cartoons. Yeah, and it also had like Jim Cummings in and Tim Curry, and they're people that were in every cartoon of that era.
That's it. So there was just a nice safe level of where you were. So
and it's got sort of the look. It had that 90s cartoon look about.
Yeah, it did. Yeah,
Cartoon Network. Sort of a Bruce Timmish type look.
Very sort of like straight lines and edges and stuff. And
I don't know how much. I don't know if he was involved in it at all.
No, I don't know.
I know the comic book they did. He was the artist on it.
Oh right, cool. That's cool. I know that looked good.
Maybe he was involved in some way.
Yeah.
Maybe not. But, So we do remember it.
Yeah.
Not vividly though.
No.
I remember it vividly in a way. But episodes and stuff, what happened?
Yeah, no, I couldn't. No,
3 seasons worth, definitely.
Couldn't recall an episode.
Just used to watch it every now and again.
Yeah,
just sort of on the film, really. Is what you remember, isn't it? So it was reasonably fresh coming in.
Yeah,
Toon Jam. So Toon Jam. Episode name. Is it the Shadow of Skillet?
I think so. Maybe.
Shall I shout?
It could be.
I believe it was Shadow of Skillet. Yeah. Let's do a little bit of a recap.
Yeah.
And a little bit of a
playthrough.
Oh boy.
Rewind. Playthrough. In this episode, we start off seeing some people around the city, which is, what's the city again? Can't remember what the city's called.
I don't remember.
It's something city.
It's not a real city, is it?
No, it's some fictional city.
Fictional city.
Yeah, but it's that classic sort of like
Yeah.
New York-esque like city of America, and
Yeah.
the civilians are just kind of milling about doing their business when like some shadow figure like appears, and it seems to basically like pounce on some unsuspecting victim and steal their shadow, and
Leaves
then
them cold.
yeah, leaves them feeling so cold, which they vocalize every time.
So cold.
So cold.
So cold.
God. And this seems to happen to a couple of people around the city, one of which happens to be Stanley Ipkiss's co-worker, who keeps noting about how he seems to be going bald really quickly.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really seem to become an issue until it happens more frequently, and then these people also start to rapidly age, and suddenly people are going from youthful 20s to becoming old people in
Ancient old people.
Let me help you with that, son. Just chatting about kids on their lawn all the time,
within a day.
It's just gone. Yeah, bad times.
Yeah.
And so it turns out there is some sort of malevolent being out there doing this, and so it's like Stanley sort of starts investigating the situation, pops on the mask, and heads around town to see what's happening. And it turns out there is like a literal shadow that's alive that's going about doing this. He manages to chase it down, and he finds that it's returning to its master, who's sort of in a park area, just kind of out and about on the swings. You know how it is at parks at night, on the roundabout, on your own. And he's this sort of weird, sort of elvish looking
he's like Peter Pan, isn't he?
Yeah, he's very much
more.
Yeah,
like a mixture between Peter Pan and Jack Frost.
Yeah. That's bang on.
It sort of hits his shadow, isn't it?
Yeah, and it turns
they've obviously got a lot of idea from Peter Pan.
Yeah,
but he's stealing shadows, isn't
that's
it? To keep his youth.
Yeah, that's it, and that's his secret to youth.
Because we all know as well that to stay young, you must have a shadow.
That's right. Yeah.
There's two things that your shadow gives you that you might not know at home: youth, which we've just covered, and earlier, as we said, warmth.
Warmth. Yeah.
You'll be freezing
without it.
The shadow keeps you warm. Keeps you young.
Yeah.
Look after your shadows.
Take care of them. Good advice. Yeah, that's good, solid advice. But basically, it just so happens that this character called Skillet, he knows the mask, or he knows the previous owner of the mask, and so he's like, "Hey man, it's me. Hey, let's get up to some mischief. Let's steal some people's shadows. Let's just go out on an absolute violent binge around the city." And Stanley's like, "Nah, I'm alright, mate." Basically, because he's a good guy. He's a good guy. Yeah. And Skillet's like, you're a bit of a loser. I used to know the masked guy, and we used to go around terrorizing places.
Yeah, like thousands of years ago.
Yeah.
So it was like Genghis Khan, and
that's it.
Or like the mask, like or sort of every malicious leader or violent person you can imagine.
It's like they were mask owners. It turns out. So it's kind of a weird historical thing going on there.
Yeah.
It's like, oh boy, that changes everything. They all had masks.
Yeah.
But Stanley is still a stand-up good guy, and he doesn't want to compete with this. Like, he doesn't want to go out and do those kind of things. So they end up forming a rivalry, and then it becomes Skillet versus the mask. And so, in order to, because he knows the mask's quite powerful, he instead sort of hunts down Stanley, and he waits until he's kind of back at home and whatever, and he comes and steals him in the night, puts him on a flag post, all sorts of mishaps that don't really go well for Stanley. And he even steals his his girlfriend, or his like some girl that he likes or whatever.
I don't know,
some sort of pseudo romantic relationship going on with them. He steals her shadow, even to just like, as a kick in the teeth, really. But
and Milo's as well.
And Milo's, yeah.
Dog Shadow's got.
And Milo's been constantly like pulling things the whole episode.
Yeah, that's. So, I mean, this is important.
Yeah, this is important. And so basically, another showdown happens. It's Mask versus Skillet. It all goes down in a park again because that's where things happen.
Yeah.
And Skillet tries to like go back into his like a portal that he creates because he wants to get out now. He's stolen all the shadows, but he, there's some sort of situation where he needs to escape after at a certain time or something.
He's only got so much time in the real world. He's got to get back to the shadow.
That's it, the realm or whatever.
Realm.
Otherwise, the shadows will revert back to their owners or something.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of a scrap, and they end up like going halfway through the portal. Milo rags on one of them and pulls them out.
Pulls the mask back.
Yeah, and so he's all right. And then the shadows return, and it's all back to normal, and everyone's good.
Everyone's good.
That's pretty much kind of how it goes down, roughly.
Toon Jam. Toon Jam. Okay, so yeah, that was the mask. Shadow of Skillet. Some heavy plot.
Yeah. It's thick with it.
Thick with plot,
viscous.
Yeah. There's a lot going on.
Viscous plot.
Yeah. It's
there's backstory for the mask that we didn't know. There's some historical stuff. There's
and you don't even really touch on in the plot, just the bits in between that they've got where the mask is just being the mask.
Yeah. He's just out and about,
just having a laugh. Like the first thing he does, when he puts the mask on, he turns into like this giant wrestler, and starts fighting shadows on the wall.
Yeah.
Pretend like, I got you now, come on, brother. Punching, but then it's just a shadow. Like a normal person shadow. And it's, I think I'll say there's not enough of the mask in.
No.
And I think that's probably why when I was a kid it was always like, it's alright.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Stanley.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm not watching
no one watches
Stanley Ipkiss.
No.
I'm watching the mask.
That's it.
You just want it.
Because it's a massive change, isn't there? Like from when it goes to Stanley and he puts the mask on, and it suddenly he's whizzing around and he's turning into different characters, and it's that zany.
And you've got all this plot going on, which doesn't always include the mask.
No.
And in fact, it didn't include much of the mask at all.
No.
Which is a shame because they're the best bits.
Yeah.
As well, obviously.
Yeah.
The bits with the mask in. Funny, they were good. I thought the bits with the mask.
Yeah. I liked his wrestling. He does a really good job, Rob Paulson. I mean, obviously he's amazing at doing voices anyway.
It's his job, isn't it?
Yeah. But he's sometimes there's occasions where people try and imitate someone or try and do a version, and it just doesn't quite pan out. But this is like, I could have happily watched more of this. Just silly antics.
I liked that as well. Whenever he sort of met up with Skillet, he was like dissing him for being a kid. All the time. Kid jokes thrown out. Just like, listen up, kid. And whatever he said, he's obviously like well old. But I think it's a good medium, to be fair, for the premise of the mask. Like weekly episode type. Because you can do so much with it.
That's it.
I just wish he was in it more.
Yeah, it does feel like he was lacking in this. He does get bogged down by the other stuff.
I mean, maybe it's just this episode.
Maybe, yeah.
This was the highest rated on IMDb.
Really?
Of the episode, yeah.
Wow.
Or one of. Might be a couple of equal standing.
So that's weird. Maybe they love the plot.
Maybe.
Them IMDbers.
It's thick on plot. Plenty of Milo in it.
Yeah.
Got really fat and old.
Yeah, that's very funny.
But his jaw strength is better than any dog I've ever known.
Yeah, oh definitely.
And
interdimensional weight.
But then you don't know how much of that is also the mask being cartoony and
that's
stuff.
It. There's elastic pants.
Yeah.
I like that he gave him Skillet a wedgie at the end as well.
That's like some classic. Did you do that in the film? He gave someone an atomic wedgie, didn't he? Like pull it over the head and stuff.
It's just so.
Which is so hard to do.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how you get it over the head.
No, this just defies all physics, doesn't it? Really. Yeah. And fabric. Yeah. Pretty sure.
I almost feel bad for knowing that that's hard to do because I don't know when, but I've obviously tried to do
Yeah,
it.
that's it.
Probably my brother or something. Sorry, Sam.
Oh
If
man.
it was you. But it is hard to do.
Yeah, no, it's
No
true.
doubt about it.
Yeah,
No doubt about it.
but yeah, it was a good, a fairly decent rendition of the mask. Just not enough
Yeah.
of him. That's
The art
problem.
style was cool.
Yeah,
I
it
liked it. I thought the
good.
actual animation didn't look cheap or anything.
No,
It was all well animated, and
Yeah.
they did a lot of cool things with the mask.
Yeah,
I mean, they did a lot of wrestler things with the mask.
yeah.
I don't know if that's
It
just a
kept
sign of
popping
the
up.
times, but
Yeah,
it was just like, oh, he's a wrestler again.
That's
he's
it.
a wrestler again. He had two different wrestling suits, didn't he?
Yeah.
At different points, but it was quite funny still.
yeah. It was good. Like it's just always, it's like it's always pretty funny when he's just being the mask. Like
Yeah.
like no matter what's really happening, he's just so,
You just
kind
want
of
full episodes of the
yeah.
mask. Don't
That's
you?
it. He just kind of converts into whatever's going on,
Yeah.
and they just sort of execute it in the stupidest way.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
like hilarious. Because most of the time he's not even actually helping out. You
No.
know, he's just being an idiot.
Yeah.
Like, because like when he's punching the shadow, he's not
Yeah,
actually
no,
like.
he's just, like, doing his own thing. Really,
Yeah.
like he's just making himself laugh or
Yeah,
whatever.
because
He's like,
there's that little girl there, isn't there? That's
Yeah.
just like, what are you doing, mister?
and it's like it's her shadow, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's punching. But yeah, and it's good because even though he's a good guy,
Yeah,
he sort of isn't as well. He's
Yeah.
still like. It's not that he's not a good guy.
he's
it's
just
that-
reckless, like,
yeah,
isn't he?
and he just doesn't really care.
No,
Like, he's not trying to be nice to anyone,
yeah,
but he's just not trying to be mean to anyone either.
That's
He's
it.
just doing his own thing, and it's quite cool.
yeah. It's
like
such
a character thing.
It is a weird thing because it's like Stanley puts on the mask to try and become the hero, but
Yeah.
then obviously the mask goes about it in like the weirdest,
Yeah.
long-winded way, and it's just like it's just a really unconventional like hero thing that's
Yeah.
going on. Like you'd never book him for
No.
something. Be like, we need this done. We'll get the mask
Yeah,
for it.
and
'Cause
it's a clever idea, isn't it? Really,
Hmm.
like it's well executed. Like you say, that is a cool. You want so badly to be the good guy,
yeah,
and the only way you can do it is by putting on this thing that isn't really a good guy
yeah.
thing. But he still does get the
Yeah.
good stuff done. Yeah,
It's just the longest road.
yeah. He just like he becomes a superpowered clown. Essentially.
Yeah, that's
Like,
it.
It's just like this stupid thing.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, it is interesting the way they portray it in the show.
mm.
I just I feel like I'd like to see more just to see how much he's in it
Yeah.
than the others. I feel like probably the same amount.
Probably, yeah, and that's probably why it wasn't as memorable as a kid.
Yeah.
because those are the bits that you're
Yeah,
angling for.
because it's just Stanley.
Yeah,
Who cares?
no one cares.
No one cares. I do love his wolf poster in his room
Oh yeah,
that he has, which was in the film as well.
yeah,
You were just like, I'd love that poster. So, yeah. That was the one thing. That's what's cool about Stanley is that, especially when watching it when I was a kid, I was like, I imagine that's what I'm going to be like when I'm older.
yeah,
A loser, essentially. Like, that is, like, now I'm watching it, I'm like, oh, he's a loser. But yeah, cartoon.
no.
You watched cartoons, and it was like he had cartoon posters, and that's
Yeah.
just like, I hope I carry on doing this.
yeah.
Luckily, now that I'm 30 years old.
As you can see, life
can
has
see,
changed
yes.
drastically.
Stanley Hipkins, no more. Oh.
Be careful what you wish for.
There you go. Well, shall we jump to ratings?
Yeah,
Okie dokie. Well, here at Toon Jam,
Mm-hmm.
we have an immaculate rating system. Thumbs up, smoking.
yeah.
Thumbs down. Where's mum? So cold.
So cool.
So cold. And shaky middle. PARTY. Because I got it.
Yeah.
But good, bad, not so sure.
Yes, yeah.
So, Mr. J-Man, your rating of The Mask. Shadow of Skillet.
Well, because it's this episode in particular, and there wasn't, like we said, it's not heavy on the mask. Although I you know, the show looks nice,
Mhm.
and the mask is pretty funny in it.
Yeah.
There was just, it just feels like it's missing something there, and it's like I don't know if I could sit and watch more of it just to get those tiny little bites of the bit that I actually want. So for me, that means it's gonna have to be a shaky middle.
Yeah. I can agree. I didn't sign up for Stanley Ipkiss the cartoon when I sat down and saw The Mask as the title. But I did think the story was good. I thought the whole skillet thing was interestingly creepy. I learned a lot about shadows.
That's true.
So much about shadows. I loved the bits with the mask in, but they weren't there enough. And it was the same problem I had when I was a kid. And if you're having that problem when you're a kid, that is a problem. That's why I didn't watch it all the time. But I watched it a few times. It's a high-end shaky middle for me. So
2 shaky middles.
2 shaky middles. The Mask. There you go. Who would have thought?
I know.
So, on the subject, The Mask now. What do you reckon? Will it come back?
I don't know.
Should it?
I think it's different.
It's one of those things where the only way I'd be excited about a return of The Mask is if Jim Carrey was doing it. I think.
I don't know if he would now, really.
No.
I think he's pretty much...
Though he is Robotnik.
That's true. Yeah, that's very true.
It does make you question his...
where he is, exactly.
Yeah, because there is that. But...
Yeah, if he was on board, I'd watch it. Because it is different, like I said, and it's still fun. Like, I still enjoy all those silly bits. Like, and there's just... I don't think there's anything that really replicates it as much today that I can think of that comes to mind that's quite as ridiculous, because it's very much a sign of those like the 90s sort of improv actors. It's quite like if Robin Williams was the Mask, it would be a very much like similar thing. There's just lots of little characters,
just that extreme
just moving from one thing to
rapid,
the other.
High velocity. But that's the thing, like if they rebooted it, it could be something terrible. Because you've got such a specific performer on it. It's hard to, and it's just like, who are you going to replace? Kevin Hart. No. It would just be the worst.
That would be the worst.
So maybe it's best left.
But if they did another cartoon with
another
Bob
animated
Coulson,
one, that's the thing. Animated, you could take it, I think. Doesn't need to be a film.
No.
Nice little animated series. New one. I'd go for it.
I'd be happy with it.
Yeah.
Just more Mask,
please. I miss it. It was a cool thing, and I think it's still got enough of a presence. Like, people know what The Mask is. You don't say to someone, have you ever seen The Mask? And they're like, what?
What are you
they're like, or oh no, not seen it.
MASK.
M.A.S.K. No.
The other one. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I've seen them both.
Yeah. So that's our view on Mask.
The Mask.
The Mask, not Mask. Okay. Well, what did you think? Do you disagree with us? Do you agree with us? Are you indifferent? Do you only know M.A.S.K.
Yeah. Did you know that third Jim Carrey film from 1995?
Yeah. Let us know at the 3 trumpets of the Coca-Cola banner of the internet, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at Toon Jam Pod. You can also find us on YouTube. We've got some of our old episodes up there. That's so
steadily going on there. So plenty to see. Or hear, really. There's no visuals.
Very little to see. But see what you will.
Hear what you will.
We also have a Patreon where if you want to give us a bit of money and you get some extra stuff, and it helps us keep rolling. keep rolling here and hopefully build up to even bigger things in the future. So that's super helpful.
Yeah.
If not, you just want to help us out, rate and review. That helps us loads, because then people can find us and we can build up our listenership.
That's it.
And similar things are implied. But otherwise, just thank you for listening, as always. And I suppose, until next time, stay jammy.
Hey everyone, thank you for listening to Toon Jam. And if you want to continue to help us out, you can help us by jumping over to our Patreon page, which is patreon.com/toonjampod. And if you can rate and review us everywhere you listen to your podcasts, so on iTunes or on the Android apps, that'll be a massive help too. Thank you, and stay jammy.